Hey friends, it's a Monday afternoon. I'm out in the shop trying to take care of a couple things. Nothing all that interesting, but I thought I'd bring you in on it and let you know what I'm up to. Just finished putting a new brake line in on the F250. If you watched the video, I was taking care of that freeze plug towards the end of it. Showed that I'd snapped this line off down here at the end, and it was just about rusted through anyway. This is the line that runs from the master cylinder down to the front left caliper, or the hose that attaches to the caliper. I just got back from the auto parts store, just picked up a 60-inch section of copper brake line, and the fitting that went into the block on the hose was, of course, a standard size, and then the one that goes into the master is an odd Ford size. I guess I don't know if it's like that on other master cylinders or all master cylinders, but anyway, it's a different size than the one on the bottom there. And I know you can get adapters and stuff like that, but I didn't really want to mess around with that. So I picked up these flaring kits from Harbor Freight just to try them out. I think this one was only like $12, and honestly, the only reason that I bought this one was because it came with the spring. They're like coils that you can use to more easily bend line, and then it also came with a tubing cutter that I don't have, so I figured what the hell, I'll pick this one up. But I grabbed this one because this is the double flaring kit that comes with the mandrels to get the I guess the double flare. I don't know how else to describe it other than that, but this is what you should be using if you're flaring your own brake lines, and I think this was like $15 or $20 too. Regardless, a pretty cheap investment for how often I'm going to end up using it. I did just order a whole set of lines for this truck. They're supposed to be pre-bent and everything like that. Rarely in my experience are they actually, I mean, the majority of them end up being correct, bent correctly in the correct size and stuff like that. But a lot of times you get, a few here and there that need some adjustment. So I think for me, it's a good idea to have this stuff on hand. And I mean, I've got tons of other shit in here that's got brake lines on it. I do have to do some repair on the Jeep out there. It needs a couple of brake lines. So, for $35 or whatever, it'll pay to have these around. And I mean, you can use this for other stuff too, like gas tubing in the house, stuff like that. But anyway, I'll show you that real quick. I got lucky and I was just able to gravity bleed it. So there we are. The one thing that I forgot to do was add the protective coil on the outside of it. And I don't know, I might just leave it and it lasts however long it lasts. It's not like I drive this truck daily. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I drive it in the winter. I drive it maybe once or twice a month. And then in the summer, kick around with it on the weekends, cutting wood or hauling the tractor around and stuff like that. So I don't think it's, if I just keep an eye on the copper and make sure it's not rubbing up against anything anywhere. The one spot that I'm really concerned about is right there in the brackets. I might try and do something with that. Just concerned about vibration eventually eating through the soft copper, but we'll see what happens. But you can see I got my stress relief coils in there. For anybody that doesn't know, the reason those coils are in lines like that, just like the name implies, it's for stress relief, because the master is attached to the body, and then the other end of this line is attached to a mount that's on the frame of the truck. And obviously, as you're going over bumps and stuff like that on the road, or if you're off-road or whatever, you've got articulation between the frame and the body. So this line is going to want to, stretch up and down or move up and down. So those coils help absorb some of the shock that comes with that. And it's kind of too dark in here to see, but actually I guess it picks it up all right. But you can see there where the line attaches to the block. And now I have no more brake lights or ABS lights on the dash in there. Refilled this up. That's good to go. And it looks like my freeze plug fix there is doing pretty good. That little drop of oil coolant mixture, whatever it is there, that's been about 3 days now. So that puddle has gotten significantly smaller compared to the way that it was leaking. So, like I said, that oil pan gasket, if you watch that video, should probably be replaced. eventually, and same with the rear main seal. But I'm just, I mean, trucks like this, you don't have to pull the engine, but the right way to do it is to pull the engine. In some cases, you do have to pull the engine, otherwise it's just kind of a pain in the ass. So for now, it's good enough. I'm really not too worried about that, and I'm pretty convinced that that leak is going to slow down even more. Like I said, when I bought the truck, there was, really no leak it sat in here for about a month and a half, 2 months before I noticed it. It really kind of opened up and started leaking more. So anyway, like I said, I think we got that fixed. And then the other thing I'm doing out here is setting up the shop for air, kind of, sort of. Looking at that tiny little compressor after setting up the shop for air just kind of made me giggle. But anyway, I'm looking at getting a 60-gallon compressor in here. Just kind of waiting for them to go on sale again. It's not going to be like a Quincy or anything like that, any high quality, actual industrial air compressor, but it's going to be, it doesn't matter where you buy them from, be it Tractor Supply, Menards, whatever your big box store of choice is. Those 60-gallon industrial air compressors that they sell are pretty much all exactly the same, right around that $450, $500 price point. Well, that's what I'm looking at getting, because that's really all that I need, and that'll be easy enough to repair if anything goes wrong. I looked at a couple, used ones, and I think, for the price that people are asking for the used ones, I'm just going to go with a brand new, probably the one from Menards. So anyway, that'll get put in here. And then eventually I think I'm going to run hard lines to that. But right now I've got this hose on the wall that I use for filling up tires and stuff like that, running the occasional air tool. That will run an impact. It's not going to bust any huge nuts loose, but it's still kind of convenient for taking off tires and stuff like that. And then I also have a line running across the shop and down. You kind of see it there, over to my workbench for working on small engines and stuff like that. Or for whatever I might need air over there for. And I was getting kind of sick. I was having to change hoses out. So I picked up one of these, I guess it's just sort of like a 3-way air chuck. Picked that up from Harbor Freight along with various other fittings. This, on the actual air compressor itself, the old one was leaking like crazy, so I replaced that. And then I picked up like 2 or 3 packs of just random male and female fittings. I just like to have those around the shop. Every once in a while I get new air tools, and you need them for that, or it's just one of those things that's kind of nice to have around. And then I got this little chunk of hose to connect myself to my hose reel. And once I get the 60-gallon compressor in here, I'm probably going to change that over to hardline, and I might run hardline all the way over to the opposite side of the shop too. I don't know. That might be fairly expensive. Probably close to at least $100, $150 to do that. And for the air pressure that I need over there, it's probably not really worth it. But we'll see. I'm at least going to run hardline from the compressor to my hose reel. And I might get another hose reel to put in the center of the shop. Just one of those retractable ones. That would be kind of nice. So at that point, I'll run hardline for that probably. And then I think I'll probably put a shutoff right at the compressor. That way I can leave it on if I want to or whatnot. But if I'm not in here, I'll probably shut it off anyway. But I feel like it's probably, for what it costs, not a bad idea to have on there. So anyway, I think that's about it. I'm glad that I got the truck all done and ready to go, because the top section of my toolbox is supposed to be in this week at Harbor Freight. So I was hoping to be able to use the truck to go pick that up, because I don't really want to have to cram it into my car, but whatever works, I guess. But anyway, this thing should be good to go for now. Hopefully I can get a month of solid use out of it, but you know how OBS Fords be. Yeah, I think that's going to be about it for today. I've got like 3 or 4 videos that I'm working on editing right now. So probably going to head back in the house and work on those and get those uploaded ASAP, and then search for a new camera. I know I'm always talking about it. but still just trying to get, I don't know, I guess wrap my head around what I actually need and how much I want to spend on it. I could have had this done months ago, but I keep walking into gun shops with my camera money, and well, I mean, you know how that goes. So anyway, I think I kind of narrowed it down. I'm either going to go with a Canon T7, which is kind of on the higher end of what I want to spend, right around $500. I think they're going for. But that's like an entry-level DSLR camera, which would be, I mean, perfect for what I need, really. That's kind of actually overkill, I guess. But, or I'm looking at just like a Sony Handycam, which doesn't, I mean, you can't film in 4K with those, but the video quality is still good enough. And I mean, it's not like the channel is huge or anything right now, but just for my own OCD, I would like to be able to start putting out a little bit higher quality videos that don't look like they were filmed on a rock. So I'll keep you guys updated on what I decide to go with for that. And I guess we will see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping in. See ya.